Investing successfully with consistency and confidence requires us to answer two key questions. Is this business great, and how much am I willing to pay for it? In today's video, we are going to be tackling that second question by learning how to calculate the intrinsic value of a stock and therefore estimate an appropriate price to pay before making an investment. The spreadsheet that I will be using throughout this video does all of the tricky calculations for us and is available for free down in the description below. So today's video is not going to be a massive mathematics lesson, but rather an explanation of why this method makes the most sense and how you can go out and apply it to your own investments. The explanations in this video will serve as a great introduction into the method that I have used to gain consistency and confidence in my own personal investments. But if you are interested in diving deeper into the processes that I teach in this video, then you may be interested to know that my long-term investing platform and community, Learn by Example, is now open for enrollment for the next 2 weeks. Learn by Example is a platform and community that I run to help a small number of long-term investors to gain confidence and consistency in their investments by teaching them how to dive deeper into the analysis process. Students get access to 25 hours of stock analysis reports and 60-minute presentations, plus new ones released every 2 weeks, which serve as case studies for developing an understanding of stock analysis. Students also have access to a private community of like-minded investors where you can participate in Q&A live streams and have access to me Monday to Saturday for all of your investing related questions. Many courses available online right now just repurpose information from a few $10 investing books, but do not provide the learning environment for ongoing questions and support, which is what Learn by Example provides for its students. And on top of that, students also get access to the Judgment Day module, which is a comprehensive step-by-step guide to calculating the intrinsic value and buy price of a stock. For the next 14 days, you can enroll in Learn by Example for 25% off by clicking the link in the description below and using the coupon code INVEST at checkout. And all of the information about reports, presentations, the Judgment Day module, and more are also available down via the link in the description below. And as always, there are very limited spots available. To start this video off, we need to first figure out what is it exactly that we're trying to achieve. When we say that we're trying to calculate intrinsic value or calculate the buy price of a business, what we're really asking is how much cash can this business return to me in the future? And by answering that question, we are able to determine what we are willing to pay for those future cash inflows. There is a number that represents how much cash is ultimately returned to us as shareholders in the form of a higher stock price and cash dividends. And that number is what I call cash flow for owners. Cash flow for owners is a cash number calculated from the financial statements of a business. It is operating cash flow minus maintenance capital expenditure. Simply put, it is the cash left over after the normal business operations and after maintaining and restoring machinery, buildings, and equipment to their normal working order. Our job is to estimate the total amount of cash flow for owners that a business will generate in the future, and to do this, we use what's called a discounted cash flow. The discounted cash flow allows us to find the total amount of cash a business will return to us in the future, and it requires just 3 inputs: cash flow for owners in the previous year, the future growth rate of those cash flows, and a discount rate. By far the hardest part of this calculation is coming up with an accurate future growth rate, a growth rate that a business can grow their cash flows into the future, or at least over the next 10 years in this circumstance. Most people just extrapolate what has happened in the recent past into the recent future. So if there's a business that has been going through a really short burst of high growth, they will extrapolate that into the future and end up paying a huge price, a huge premium for a business that was just going through a short-term period of high growth and is then going to return to normal growth in the future. It can also be very useful to pick a range of growth rates rather than one static growth rate. Of course, we can never be 100% accurate in estimating the growth rate of a company. So what I like to do is I like to pick a range of potential outcomes to see how much cash would be returned to us depending on how quickly the company grows its earnings. Once you have the growth rates, you can then calculate the intrinsic value and buy price of the business. For intrinsic value, you want to use the 10-year US Treasury yield as the discount rate, and for the buy price, use your own personal target return. For those who are wondering what my target return is so that they can apply the same one, I target a 22% return, and that allows me to aim for 15% over the long term with a 50% margin of safety for errors in my calculation. Now, even after this video, you probably still have a ton of questions around intrinsic valuation and calculating the buy price of a business. Sometimes these videos raise more questions than they tend to answer. So if you do have any questions, feel free to go ahead and drop a comment down in the comment section, and I will be answering all of the comments as this video goes live. But as I mentioned at the start of the video, if you are someone who is looking for an ongoing learning environment and access to a comprehensive step-by-step guide to intrinsic valuation, then consider enrolling in Learn by Example during the next 2 weeks while you can get 25% off the regular price. Again, all of the links to everything, all of the information, the discount code, all of that stuff is down in the description below. And of course, if you're watching this video near the start of the year, then make sure you go ahead and drop a comment and let me know what kind of videos you want to see out of this channel over the next year. This channel has just been a combination of, well, at the core, it's value investing and long-term investing, of course, but it's basically just a combination and a grouping of all these different video topics that people wanted me to cover, things that people were having trouble with, or areas that people wanted to hear my opinion on. So if you have any video ideas or anything you struggle with in the long-term investing, in the value investing realm, or just in personal finance in general, then make sure you go ahead and leave a comment and let me know what you guys would like to see throughout the year. And usually at the start of the year, I just grab all of those, I chuck them in a list, and I go through one by one, and I just create the videos that you guys want to see. But if you did enjoy this, make sure you leave a like, hit subscribe if you're new around here and you want to see more like this. But for now, I will see you guys in the next video.